welcome to the booth, Jeff Foxworthy.
Thank you so much.
Great seeing you.
Great being here. What a beautiful ballpark.
You were not only out here to watch the game, but we got to watch you take batting practice before the game.
Please tell me that they did not film that. Well, I always try to provide laughs, and you know, so if I'm not on stage.
Here we go. Now that's a line drive. That's a solid swing. There's another one.
Real quick hands. You know, because I last hit about 30 years ago, so that was great. It was fun, though.
Now you are a Royals fan.
I'm a Royals fan.
Because you and Ned
Because
Yost.
Ned Yost is one of my best friends on the planet. Love Ned to death, and so we searched the schedule and found when they were having an off day, and came in Sunday and spent the day with Ned yesterday, and he was gracious enough to let me and my brother and two of his other best friends come and take batting practice today. And we didn't want to take the uniforms off. It's like every little boy's dream come true.
Mm-hmm. Well, we did. You and Ned talked a little bit about your hunting experiences in the off season.
Yeah, Ned, and you know what is funny, because I went and did the pregame media with Ned, and I was talking about how funny Ned was, and everybody in the media went, "Ned, what?" Because he's so serious when he's at the ballpark. But we've been bow hunting and fishing buddies for years, and you know, he's just so relaxed out there. But just what a great organization. Just we've had the best day. Nice people top to bottom, and what a beautiful field. Had a great time and went through the Hall of Fame and saw all your stuff there. That was great.
How did you get to know each other?
And Ned and I actually, when he was coaching in Atlanta, met in a Bible study with John Smoltz about 15 years ago, and we just hit it off right off the bat. And so Ned and I have been friends for about 15 years. And now he's got a place in Georgia. He has a farm right down the road from, I've got a farm about an hour south of the airport. And so in the off season, that's what we do. We go bow hunting and fishing together.
That's great. Is this a busy time of the year for you?
You know, actually summer is one of my slow times. For the last 5 years, I have filmed Are You Smarter Than a Fifth Grader? We do most of that in the summer because the kids on the show obviously aren't in school. We film, but we film about 170 episodes in 5.5 weeks.
Well, most of us find that we're not.
Yeah, oh, trust me. I tell everybody, if they didn't give me the blue cards, that would be the shortest show on television.
Do you, having watched the show, do you think to yourself, would I have known this prior to reading this card?
You know what I try to do, because I've got the answers on the bottom card, and before the show starts, I say, okay, I'm not going to look at the answers, and I want to see how much money I would win. And by the time we get up to about the second grade, I'm back there peeking at the cards. We had a lady, it was a question about an antonym, and she said, oh, I remember there were homonyms and synonyms and antonyms. She said, I can't remember the difference in them. Can you use it in a sentence? And I was like, my Aunt Nim came over for Thanksgiving dinner. I have no idea what an Aunt Nim is.
Can you stick around for another half inning?
Absolutely.
As it always turns out, when we have a guest, we have a fast inning. We're chatting with Jeff Foxworthy. The Royals lead 1-0. We're chatting with comedian and game show host Jeff Foxworthy, close friend of Ned Yost, who took batting practice today before the game. We saw some swings in the last half inning. Were you already a baseball fan before you and Ned became close friends?
Yeah, I've been a baseball fan my whole life. Okay. I grew up in Atlanta, so I've been a Braves fan since I was a little bitty kid. Yes, I always loved baseball, and I've come to the realization that I may not ever make it to the major leagues. I'm going to be 53 this year, and you know, that may be the cutoff. I don't know, but I got some good swings in today, and Frenchie was watching me hit, and I think it really has helped him a lot. So,
well, our producer Kevin Shank said, yeah, he thinks you made it today.
Yeah. But it's so funny. I mean, you know, in my job, I mean, I've performed for 5 presidents and done the Tonight Show. I don't know how many times, but for me,
Alex Gordon, after a home run in the first inning, doubles leading off the third. So he's working on the cycle.
But it really is every guy's dream come true to get to put that uniform on and go down on that field and get to take some swings in the cage. You know.
Well, we'll take a look at Alex swing here, kind of like yours right there.
Very
nice
similar,
quick.
Yeah. Real quick hands, just
ball
like
jumps
me.
off the bat.
Yeah.
Look at that slow motion.
See, if you flipped it around, it's my swing. It's just from the other side of the plate. So.
Well, he's off to a great start tonight.
If you don't mind me asking, because I'm sure you've been asked this 10,000 times, but having heard you so many times, I wonder, did you have any idea that the redneck bit would take off the way that it did?
Never. I mean, I'm not that smart. It started, I mean, obviously I've got this accent, but when I started in comedy, I always wore boots in jeans and drove a truck. And as I would travel around the country, they'd always kid me. It was good-natured, and it's like, Foxworthy, you're nothing but a redneck from Georgia. And one night I'm playing right outside Detroit, Michigan in a club, and after the show we're sitting around and they're kidding me about being a redneck. Well, the club we were playing in was attached to a bowling alley that had valet parking. And I said, if you don't think you have rednecks, go look out the window. There are people valet parking at the bowling alley. And it was just one of those, I mean, so that night I went to the hotel and I wrote 10 Ways How to Tell, and never thinking it was going to be calendars or books. You know, I mean, it's one-liners. I don't even do one-liners, but I think they were easy to remember and easy to retell. And people, if it wasn't everybody had a relative that was guilty of some of that stuff.
Sure.
And so, yeah, I mean, that first one I think was 1987, and I'm still doing the page-a-day calendars, you know, what, 24, 25 years later.
Well, you and Ned were talking earlier about being country and both guys being from Atlanta, and you said, well, Ned's driving my truck.
Yeah.
That'll be deep enough to get Alex Gordon to third base, so a productive out for Melky Cabrera. And just to prove our point that Jeff Foxworthy's swing is just like Alex Gordon, we got a split screen here, and it's hard to tell who's who.
There you go. I mean, see the ball jump off the bat? It's the same way.
Yeah. Same follow through.
Two
finish. Hands on the bat, finish high.
Yeah. That just has to make you cringe, Frank.
Oh,
just
man.
to watch that.
It makes me want to be in there with you.
We actually got Ned in the cage today. He said he hadn't swung a bat in about 6 years. He's got a pretty little follow through too.
Ryan, have you seen Ned's truck?
I have not seen Ned's truck.
He's got this white pickup. It's got the big tires on it, and
lift it up.
You got to jump in it to get in it. That's for sure. And Jeff said, "Well, that's the truck I sold him."
Yeah, that's my old truck, and Ned has my old tractor. So yeah, that's how close we are. And I don't know if there's a redneck joke in it, but the screensaver on Ned's computer is his tractor. There's got to be a redneck joke in there somewhere.
Absolutely. I think you just said it.
If your screensaver is your tractor, you might be a redneck. Yeah.
Is there a redneck baseball joke that you've come up with yet? Have you been able to connect the two, that you might be a redneck if you fill in the blank at a baseball game, or you bring to a baseball game, or maybe we could come up with them right now?
No, you know what? But the next time I come, I'm going to have a top 10 list for you, because those things surface everywhere. You know, people will ask me up from Minnesota or whatever. So the next time I come see you, I will have a top 10. You might be a redneck baseball fan list.
Yeah, we need to get you and your brother and his friends to come to our fantasy camp in February.
Do you know, about 15 years ago, I did Braves fantasy camp, and I'm very competitive. And
Frank Coor into center field, and that'll put an end to the bottom of the third inning. Hey, thanks
guys,
so much.
Thank you for having me. What a
pleasure talking to you. And
what a thrill, and what an exciting team. I'm jumping on board right now with the Royals. Okay, I want to be here when things explode.
Great, and we hope to see you when it does explode.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.